Shalom.
Shalom.
This is your brother Corroded,
It's the brother Yitza's Cut.
and we coming at you again with another one. We want to give all praises to
Yahweh,
Ba'Shem,
Yahweh
Shai,
Ba'Shem,
Ba'Shem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Enough respect to you brothers that's laboring in this truth, making your calling and election sure. We found an article in Fox News, and the title reads, San Francisco gives drugs, alcohol to homeless addicts in hotels during coronavirus, sparking debate. And you know, this is an example of moral erosion, man. Not only is the infrastructure being brought low, but also on another level, we have moral erosion here, man. You know, and in this place, they're working together to bring this place down. You know, and the Most High he's picking this place apart, man. You know, and he's doing it methodically. Let me go ahead and get into this article a little bit here. It says controversy is ensuing in San Francisco after the city decided to give alcohol, marijuana, and methadone to homeless addicts in hotels during the coronavirus pandemic, according to a report. It says last Friday, a man who describes himself on Twitter as formerly homeless addict in Pound Recovery, advocating for the Pound truth about homelessness and drug addiction. It says faith, hope, and love. San Francisco native tweets are my own. Tweeted to the city. It says he wrote, I just found out that homeless placed in hotels in San Francisco are being delivered alcohol, weed, and methadone because they identified as an addict, alcoholic, for free. You're supposed to be offering treatment. This is enabling and is wrong on many levels. And this is what a couple of people had to say about it. It's in a couple of tweets. It says, I just found out that the homeless placed in hotels in San Francisco are being delivered alcohol, weed, and methadone because they identified as an addict / alcoholic for free. You're supposed to be offering treatment. This is enabling. And then San Francisco DPH, it says these harm reduction-based practices, which are not unique to San Francisco. So they're calling it harm reduction-based practices. So they trying to disguise it.
They're trying to reduce harm with things that are harmful.
God, brother, like, you're exacerbating the situation.
God, bro, you give a alcoholic alcohol, like shit, that ain't doing nothing, making them worse.
Exactly. You're not making them better. You know what I'm saying? I guess the logic they're using is like when somebody has they're having withdrawals or something. You're trying to give them something to stop.
Bro.
The withdrawals. But that's not how you do it.
Yeah, it's not how you do it, and it's not gonna do it.
Yeah, con. So it says these harm reduction based practices, which are not unique to San Francisco and are not paid for with taxpayers' money, help guests. So they're also trying to make themselves be seen in a better light by saying that it's not used by taxpayer money. But you're still officials, but you're still officials that people put in high prestige, and you're enabling addicts. It says it helps guests successfully complete isolation and quarantine and has significant individual and public health benefits in the COVID-19 pandemic. So they're trying to say like it helps them quarantine and stay in place so they ain't out trying to get it.
That's wild.
So is there a war on drugs or not? You know what I'm saying? And then they says 104 people are down here talking about, that tweet. So what is the F? It says the San Francisco. I don't know what this is right here. Maybe we could look that up. I don't want to spend too much time on it. It's the SFDPH. So They got the blue little verifier check next to them, so they must be somebody major. Just not entirely sure who that is. But let me read on. It says the city's Department of Public Health confirmed. Oh, so that's what it is. Okay. So the San Francisco Department of Public Health.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, okay. So it says the city's Department of Public Health confirmed the report on Twitter this week. It says these harm reduction based practices, which are not unique to San Francisco and are not paid for with taxpayers' money. And we read that already. They said that up there. So that's the Department of Public Health, man. This place is crazy, man. They're actually, they're all for that, which means if they're for it, then there's other places in the country that would be for that.
Shit, when I went up to Philly, I was telling you, bro, they had heroin needle dispensers on the street.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just pretty much an open leeway, like, just don't throw your needles on the ground. You can just put them here, but they pretty much giving you open leeway to do drugs. You know
That's
what I'm
wild. Yeah, and this stuff is so contrary to the Most High, man, because, first of all, the use of drugs and stuff like that, the Most High is completely against that.
Bro.
It says San Francisco fell far short of securing the more than 8,000 hotel rooms that city supervisors hope to lease to house homeless and other at-risk populations needing to quarantine or socially distance themselves during the coronavirus pandemic. Slovakia says the city had set a deadline to lease 8,250 hotel rooms for the homeless, frontline workers, and those living in densely populated apartment buildings. While there was no formal punishment for failing to lease the 8,250 hotel rooms, the lack of room is a blow for a city that even before the outbreak of COVID-19 was struggling to handle a growing crisis in homelessness. In San Francisco, marijuana is they have the dispensaries and stuff out there, right?
Yeah, it's legal out there.
Okay, it's a lot. It says California acquired more than 15,000 hotel rooms to shelter homeless people during the coronavirus pandemic. Governor Gavin Newsom said last month. Newsom said then that a new arrangement with the Motel 6 hotel chain could provide an additional 5,025 hotel rooms at 47 locations in 19 countries. It says today marks an important milestone for our efforts to protect very vulnerable homeless individuals from COVID-19 and to protect our hospitals more broadly from surges that challenges our capacity and stress our system, the governor said. It says Newsom made the announcement outside at Motel 6 in San Jose, where he touted his Project Room Key initiative. So that's what it's called, Project Room Key, where they're giving people drugs and alcohol and
Project Room Key. Get these niggas a hotel room and just drop them on some alcohol, some methadone, and some weed, man.
let them nod off.
That's wild, man.
And it says the federal...
Which proves that this devil, he don't want to do nothing but destroy you, man.
Your God.
He just wants to kill you, man.
God.
He don't care. He can care less about you contributing to his so-called society. He just want to wipe you out.
And that's not I thought it's supposed to be about rehabilitation.
Bro.
That's
not
not
what they were saying in this article.
Yeah, That's not rehabilitation. That's more like self-destruction. You're giving them the tools to be self-destructive instead of rehabilitating them.
Yep.
And that's the world we live in, though.
Bro.
It says the federal government has agreed to pay 75% of costs associated with housing some people experiencing homelessness. The project covers people who test positive or may have been exposed to COVID-19. It says older homeless people and those with underlying health conditions. I think that may be it on that article, though. But yeah, some people got some stuff to say down here in the comment area.
And it's just brewing up Egyptian against Egyptian, man. Kingdom divided against itself. You know what I'm saying? Because you got some people that say, oh, this is a good thing. At least you keeping them from off the streets trying to rob, kill, and do all this and that to get drugs. But others, like, you're giving them the ability you're enabling them.
And you're enabling them, and you're creating the environment, the right atmosphere for self-destruction.
Con. So either way of the spectrum, you know, it's fucked up. But you got, you know, division. You know, and that's another indicator that your house shot is coming. He said, "I came to bring division." Upon the earth, and that's what's going on right now. You know,
that's right. That's right. You want to pull some of them pre's out?
Yeah, can I bring this out real quick? Proverbs 29 and 12.
Khan, you want me to grab it on the screen here?
Yeah, Baba Kasha.
Khan.
This
you said Proverbs
29 and 12.
Khan.
It's Proverbs 29 verse 12. Mm-hmm. If a ruler hearkens to lies, all his servants are wicked. You know, and this devil, he hearkens to lies. You know, like basically he believes that he's a damn god. That's a lie. You know, that he's a god. You know, that's a lie. You know, that he has power to heal people. He has the power to be able to do the right thing. You know, and you know those are all lies. Which he's getting fed those lies by the spiritual demon Satan.
That's right.
You know, and it says all his servants are wicked. You know, which that links up with Sirach the 10th chapter. As the judge is, so is the people. You know, so these people, they're nothing but drug addicts and homeless reprobates, because you're nothing but a damn drug addict reprobate. You know, even though you got these higher up Edomites, they might not just be strung out on drugs or per se homeless, but mentally and spiritually they're destitute. You know,
that's right, Doc.
It says the poor and the deceitful man meet together, verse 13.
Oh yeah.
So these poor and the deceitful man, they linking up together. It tell you right there, you high up Edomites, you're no different than these lower level Edomites who don't got nowhere to stay and on drugs, man. Y'all on the same shit. Y'all both are complete demons and reprobates and retarded.
That's right.
You know,
that's right.
It says the king, verse 14. Salaki, verse 13. The poor and the deceitful man meet together. The Lord Yahweh Shem Shah lightning of both their eyes. The king that faithfully judgeth the poor, his throne should be established forever. And that's how you know this devil's his throne not gonna be established forever.
Absolutely not.
Because he don't faithfully judge the poor, man.
Yeah. You're supposed to plead the cause of the needy.
You know
what I'm saying? You're supposed to look out for the poor and plead the cause of the needy. That's how you know. Yeah, like you said.
Bro. That's how you know that this devil's coming out of power.
Yeah.
Because that's all he's about is injustice and oppression towards the poor. You know, the scriptures explicitly speak against robbing not the poor, you know, or not oppressing a poor man. You know?
Right. That's right.
And that's all you're about. You know, you're about keeping these people down. You're not about helping them get lifted up.
That's
right. Know, and become better, outstanding people. You know, you're ultimately about destroying them. You know.
Yeah, because it's never about rehabilitation with them, man.
Bro.
You know, they may give that facade like they trying to do some help. You know, but that's far from what their agenda is.
Yeah, what they say about it in Psalms 55, you know, how their words are smoother than butter, but behind their back with drawn swords.
Oh yeah. And there's another one where war was in his heart.
Yeah, war was in his heart, yep. Wow,
yeah.
Let me read 29 and 2 too, You still in chapter 29? This Proverbs 29 and 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. You know, and that's what's going on right now. The people are mourning, man. You know why? Because you got this devil in authority, man. You know, and he's pretty much destroying everybody. You know, well, first and foremost, why are there so many homeless and people on drugs here, man?
Why are they self-medicating?
You know what I'm saying? Like, what's really going on?
You're mourning. You're sorrowful.
Bro. Yeah, that's the heavy point. You know what I'm saying? Yep. You know, because you got a damn opioid epidemic. You got a methamphetamine epidemic. You got a homeless epidemic. You know, all these things are going on, man. You just basically just throwing more salt in the wound, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that lets you know that this place cannot stand, because he ultimately destroys his service. You know, which Yahweh Shemashah in the law, you don't even supposed to just oppress a servant even if they're a stranger. You know, you don't supposed to just oppress them. You're supposed to treat them justly, man. Yahweh Shema is all about just treatment.
That's right. That's right.
Justice and equity, you know.
You got some more on that?
No, that was it. Let me get
Let me jump down to verse 7. Proverbs 29:7. It says, "The righteous considereth the cause of the poor, but the wicked regardeth not to know it." You know, so they're not righteous people, man. So they're not considering the cause of the poor, because here you are, you're trying to keep the poor shut in and give them methadone, weed, and alcohol, so that they can self-destruct and destroy themselves. You know, so you're trying to, but meanwhile you're trying to keep them away from the population, so that they're not infecting the population by basically harming them. So is that justice? Is that considered pleading the cause of the poor? No, it's more like you're not righteous. You're not considering the cause of the poor. You know, the wicked. It says the wicked regardeth it not to know it. So you don't care. You know, that's how you know that they're wicked.
God, bro. You'll jump to 16 too up.
God, this is a bad chapter.
It's a nice ass chapter. I mean, this is a nice chapter.
Proverbs 29:16.
God. This Proverbs 29:16. When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increaseth, but the righteous shall see their fall. You know. And the wicked have been multiplied, man. You know, they filled the face of the world with their cities. You know what I'm saying? here in America, IE. You know what I'm saying? This is the Basra, man. You know, the chief place of Edom, man. You know, and transgression is increased. You know, ultimately to the point where iniquities have reached up into the heavens, man.
Yeah.
When you got people on the streets shooting up opioids, shooting heroin on the streets, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is a mass epidemic that's been going on before this pandemic, man.
Yeah.
You know, you had hundreds of thousands of people dying from opioids and methamphetamine addictions, man.
Yeah.
You know, people out on the streets in San Francisco, people out on the street just shitting on the streets, man.
Yeah, you right.
Pissing on the streets. Typhus coming back. You know, all these different pestilences coming back. Why? Because the wicked are multiplied, man. And the transgression is just completely, ultimately increased to the point where you could just, it's a normal thing for if you in San Francisco or a state like Philly to walk down the street and just see somebody nodding off on some heroin, man.
That's wild, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a great point you just made, though. Because of the whole COVID thing, it kind of like overshadowed the epidemic that was going on with the opioids.
Bro.
But that was a thing.
Yeah, bro. It was like hundreds of thousands of people was dying from that, man. You know. And
even in the article, it shows you it's still a thing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The opioid thing is still a thing. It's just it's intertwined with the COVID thing.
Yep.
And this place is eroding, man. The Most High is getting down on it, you know. But you have to have a spiritual eye and the eye salve to see it, or else you just think that we're just on some bad times that we'll get through.
Oh, might as well read 18. You still in the same chapter?
Yeah,
might as well read 18.
Proverbs 29:18, where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he.
Yeah, they go exactly what you were just saying.
There's no and there's no vision because they can't see, you know, because they're not mindful of the scourges. You know, there's scourges happening. There's the epidemic with the opioids. There's the pandemic. These are all scourges sent for amendment, right? And if you're not seeing this stuff, then that means you don't have the vision. If you don't have the vision, then you perish. You know, because if you don't have that vision, then like it's saying, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he, because he has a vision and there's stability.
Yep.
But that's the righteous.
Yep.
You got some more in here?
No, that's it.
I'm gonna pull this Isaiah 14 and 11. It says, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials, it says, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. You know, and that pomp being brought down is It's basically like that that pride, that American pride, man.
Mm-hmm.
That you think you're untouchable.
Mm-hmm.
You sit a beautiful lady and you haven't been touched.
Yep. I got that.
Yeah, and that worm that's spread under thee and that worms that cover thee, that's that infrastructure, man. Your infrastructure is being destroyed. You see that there's moral erosion, and everything is starting to crumble before your very eyes in this place, man.
Yeah.
And it's only going to get worse. And people that think that it's going to get better, those people are sadly mistaken, and they're deceived by the deceiver of the world.
Yep.
You had something to add?
Like you were saying, pretty much this place is corroded, man, from every level, man. Because when you go into that word Rome, it's like your worm, it goes into the infrastructure or corrosion.
Yeah.
It goes into corrosion, and that's your corroding infrastructure. You got people on the streets, just laid out on the streets, tent cities. You know what I'm saying? your streets are falling apart. Your cities are falling apart. People losing their jobs, businesses breaking down. You got different calamities coming through. It's just like the worm is spread underneath, man. And it just continues to openly continue to break down, ultimately until you broke all the way down.
And then you got these stores closing down as well.
Bro.
Before it used to be urban blight. It was urban blight. You'd ride through the hood and you see buildings all messed up in the urban areas, but soon, you're gonna ride through, areas that are supposed to be prestigious, and it's gonna be like, wow, look at this building. It's an eyesore.
Yeah.
That's because the infrastructure is eroding or corroding, and then they got the erosion of moral value.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a double whammy.
Yeah, bro. That worm is spread underneath. You know what I'm saying?
God.
That's why I say in Job 18, matter of fact, can we get there real quick? Job 18 and I think it's like 10, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe like 10 or 12.
Job 18 and
no, 11, it's a lot. Well, yeah, you started 10. I'll shut.
Job 18 and 10. 10, you said, right?
Yeah, kind of.
It says, this is Job 18 and 10. It says, the snare is laid for him in the ground and a trap for him in the way.
And that link up with Jeremiah, I think it's like 50, when it says that I have laid a snare for thee, O Babylon, and thou was not aware. Because Yahweh Shemashah pretty much set you up for the okie doke, man. He got you're a country to think where you can be functioning off of drugs and be okay. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, that led to you being dependent on these drugs and these drugs destroying you. Or you could make it a society based upon just momentary fixes or temporary fixes. But ultimately, you haven't fixed the whole problem, and that's been your snare. Because eventually, if you continue to just cover up something, it's gonna eventually just bust. Like if you got a tire and it got a slit in, and you keep on stuffing the slit or taping the slit up.
Yeah.
Pumping air back in there. Eventually, that tire gonna completely go out, man. And that's what's happening to America. They try to keep putting bandages on it, but you're not fixing the problem, and now the problem is gotten way out of control.
That's a good point. That's a great point.
That's that snare that Yahweh Shemashah laid for you, making you, letting you think in your mind that you got it, when you don't,
Yep. That's right. It says, and a trap for him in the way. It says, terror shall take him afraid on every side. Oh, Salakia. Terror shall make him afraid on every side and shall drive him to his feet.
Yeah, that's what's happening. He got terrors on every side, like he was going into, pretty much every direction you can look at in this country, morally, spiritually, mentally, physically, with these businesses, any kind of thing you could think of, you got terror coming upon it, and that's scriptural. Terror is coming upon you on every side. That's that worm being spread under thee.
That's right. Yeah, they're being hit on every side, man. They got a war on every front.
Con, bro.
Con. So you got more on this?
No, that was it.
I'm gonna grab this is Second Ezra's 15 and 12. It says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague. And Egypt is mourning right now. And the foundation is smitten with a plague. You know, what is the foundation? It's the structure, the infrastructure. And, you know, and what, you know, you're only as good as the people that are there. You know, you're only as good as the population. You know, the citizens. Mm-hmm. And if the citizens are, you know, you can't have a ruling government. You know, if you don't have people that are under you. Mm-hmm. And if the citizens are you know, they're basically being destroyed, then there's nothing to rule over. There's no kingdom. Mm. So it says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with a plague. And we literally have, you know, plagues, you know, running rampant out here. You know, and that's brought courtesy of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Mm-hmm. You know, these plagues, like the brother was just touching on. You have the opioid epidemic. You got the pandemic, and you have a host of other plagues, man. And pretty soon, you know, the Most High is going to turn it up even more. It says, Salakia, I think I had a little more on that. The foundation of it shall be smitten with a plague and punishment. And this is punishment because just like I was touching on earlier, it says that he sends these plagues as amendment. Mm-hmm. These scourges, right? Salakia, these scourges for amendment. Mm-hmm. So, you know, this is to make amends. This is so that you know, you can get the Most High is trying to get even Stephen out here. You know, and it says these plagues are for punishment, smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. Verse 13, it says
it's like in that verse it said how the foundations of it should be smitten. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's going into the infrastructure. You know, the corrosion. You know, that like you was going into America's pride. You know, the principles that this place was built off of is pretty much being broken all the way. Because America was supposed to be built up in the name of Christianity, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like now that's going out the window. That's completely going out the window. They don't even want you to say the name God in school no more, man.
Yeah.
You know, and it's completely going out the window right now. You think people are applying scriptures to what's happening right now? Hell no, man. You know?
Nah, definitely not, man. This place is like, it's totally contrary to its founding principles.
You
know,
yep.
You're supposed to be, you know, they have a whole bunch of stuff that people hold in higher prestige, man. When it comes to this place was supposed to be like a forerunner for the world, man. Everybody looked up to this place. Yep. But not so much anymore. I had another one here. This is Nahum 3:16. It says, "Thou hast multiplied thy merchants above the stars of heaven." It says, "The cankerworm spoileth and flieth away." And you want to grab that cankerworm?
Yeah, I got you. I'm looking up on Google. It might give us a little bit more.
Because we have a good idea on what the cankerworm does, but it says that it spoileth and flieth away. You know, let me see.
The word cankerworm is the caterpillar of a North American moth. Ooh!
Oh,
I didn't even know it was a North American moth.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So it says, "Thou hast multiplied thy merchants," and you know, because how did it multiply its merchants, man? Because in the book of Revelation, it was talking about how basically they lived deliciously, man. They had you know, they do business, you know, with people all over the globe. But now that's being brought low because the grinding is ceasing. Mm-hmm. So all of that buying and selling and trading goods and getting goods from afar is coming to a halt.
Brother. Speak about that in Revelation 18.
Yeah.
And when you go more in this definition, it says cankerworms consume the buds and leaves of trees and can be a major pest.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be a major pest. So basically, it's out to destroy infrastructure.
Bro. Yep.
You know, it's out to destroy. You know,
the foundation of the trees.
Yeah,
the buzz. What's the buzz in the leaves? You know what I'm saying? That's what the tree is made up of. You know, and you can, you know, another name for America, this land Azareth, you know, before it became America, is like the Garden of Eden. You know, and it's like a semblance to trees and plants, man. You know, and this place has been rooted and planted off of wickedness, you know, and ultimately, you know, what it say, every corrupt tree can't bring forth fruit. And that's what's happening right now. You know, it's being broke. This tree is being broken down. That cankerworm, you know, is eating up the foundations that this place was founded off of, man. You know, which ultimately, when you found something off wickedness, it's gonna be overthrown. You know, scriptures tell you that in Sirach 27, unless a man hold his house diligently in the fear of the Lord, is gonna be overthrown. Soon gonna be overthrown. That's what's happening here in America. It hasn't been holding itself diligently in the fear of the Lord. And it founded itself off of wicked principles.
So it's gonna be overthrown.
It can't go on. You know, it's only so long that wickedness will know. If you're not, this is from old, that the triumphing of the wicked is for a short time.
Right,
just for a moment. You know? So it only can go and sustain itself for so long, you know.
That's right, bro. It says, let me read on. It says, "Thou hast multiplied thy merchants above the stars of heaven." And can we grab that in Revelation 18?
Yeah, I got you. Yep. It's Revelations 18, and
matter of fact, I'm gonna go there with you.
It's Revelation chapter 18, verse 11. This is Revelation chapter 18, verse 11. "And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore."
So the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. So you know, that was everybody that was doing business with this with America Babylon the Great.
Yep.
Everyone was doing business with her, and she was made rich. These people were made rich because of her.
Bro.
You know, so the merchants of the earth, you know, pretty soon this is a future prophecy on how this place is going to be utterly destroyed. But in the meantime, it's just being hit with these plagues, like what's going on here in Nahum 3:16. You know, it says, "Thou hast multiplied thy merchants," and what merchants? The same merchants in Salakia, the same merchants in Revelation 18 and 11. The merchants of the earth shall weep. But if you go up, it says the merchants of the earth were made rich. Where's that at?
I think it's at 15.
Is that 15?
Yeah, I got you. This is Revelation 18 and 15. "The merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing."
So the merchants were made rich by her, you know, but the point that I'm making is that these merchants that were made rich by her are these same merchants in Nahum 3:16 that said, "Thou hast multiplied thy merchants above the stars of heaven." But pretty soon the cankerworm is gonna spoil. And then it's gonna fly away. How is it gonna spoil? How is the cankerworm gonna spoil? It's gonna eventually the plagues and then the nuclear fire that comes.
And it's a spirit because it said fly away, because a cankerworm is like a caterpillar. You know, caterpillars can transform into butterflies. You know, so that's ultimately what's gonna happen. You know, what does a butterfly symbolize? A change. You know, something new.
That's right.
You know, and so Babylon is gonna, you know, get eaten up by the caterpillar, and then the caterpillar is gonna change into that butterfly, and that butterfly pretty much represents the kingdom of heaven.
That's beautiful.
You know,
it's nice, because you know, ultimately, man, you know, this place. Let me go back to that article. Let me grab this other. Unless you had something, I want to grab this.
Yeah, do whatever you got. I got something. What you got?
So like, I just wanted to read this. Let me see. Matter of fact, yeah, you can grab what you got out.
All right, this is Daniel 2. This is Daniel chapter 2, verse 41.
And whereas thou sawest, and wherein thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. And that's obviously talking about this place, America, the divided kingdom. But there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay,
And that's going into, them giving out drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like, it still seems like, they still got something left in the tank.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's that iron, but that's one of the key components that keep this place going. It's drugs. But eventually that's finna shut down. You know?
Yeah.
It says, and as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, which the toes, that represents like the end, So the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And that's what's going on. This place is partly strong but partly broken. They're giving out stimulus checks, and
the economy is suffering though.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Trump, I just heard something earlier. Trump was just pretty much on some shit like, we got to get the country going by fall.
That's a good point that you're making right now, because there's a conflict of interest. There's a protocol that they got that's saying keep the country shut down, because history has shown through different plagues that if people don't adhere to the protocol, then usually it makes the situation even worse. But the reason they can't adhere to the protocol is because there's a conflict of interest. They want the economy to get back going because it's a lot of people that have financial interests at stake. So, it's like a catch-22. It's like financial interest or obeying the protocol and making the situation even worse. So that's part miry. That's that iron. That miry clay.
Part clay. Bro. It says, verse 43, and whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. So basically, it can't work, man.
Yeah, the conflict of interest, it can destroy a country.
Can two walk together unless they be agreed?
That's right. So because they got two conflicting ideas across the aisle, because these people like, nah, man, we need to get the health crisis under control.
Right.
And other people are like, nah, we need to open up this economy back, man, to get this money.
Right,
this mugga.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, some gotta give.
Yeah.
Some has to give. Or what's gonna give? Let's read 44. Let's read verse 44. And in those days, in the days of these kings, shall the God of heaven, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. Which lets you know that this kingdom is going to be destroyed. We went into it already about how, a deceitful man who oppresses the poor, or you doing wickedness to establish your kingdom, eventually it's going to falter. So this place has to be destroyed.
And what you're reading about in Daniel, you're actually reading about the feet.
And
feet has to do with your foundation.
Bro.
So their foundation sucks.
That's nice. It says, and in those days of these kings shall the God of heaven, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that's Yahweh represents that stone, the chief cornerstone. It says, and that it break in pieces the iron.
Speak about that in Revelations, the 19th chapter, how you're gonna come take the crowns off the king's heads.
That's right.
And that it break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, which was the different levels of that, different, states and empires, basically, like you're saying, different kingdoms, the different states of that statue, that King Nebuchadnezzar statue. The great power Yahweh Shem Yahushua have made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain, and their interpretation thereof sure. So basically this is a guarantee that this place is gonna be destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because it's it's not stable. Why is it not stable? Because of what's going on.
Bro.
You know, because we got things like this. What's going on in San Francisco? You know, we got them giving drugs and alcohol to homeless addicts, man, in hotels. You know, during the coronavirus.
Bro.
You know, and that's just it's just gonna get worse, man.
Bro.
It's gonna get worse.
Bro. You got something else up?
Nah.
Let me get a couple more. Jeremiah 51.
Jeremiah 51.
Yup, and 7.
I can read it.
Yeah, go down to 9.
This is Jeremiah 51:7. It says, Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. It says, the nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
Yeah, because you got other nations, they use Western medicine, you know, Western philosophy, you know, Western morality, you know, and they're realizing like this is a crop of shit, man. You know what I'm saying? This is not how you supposed to run a country. You know, letting women have rights. You know, building all these different you know, warehouses and companies that puts mass pollution in the air. You know, giving people drugs rather than herbal healing. You know, destroying their people and their families. You know, making their children sodomites.
Or allowing your environment, your where you live at, to be a dumping site for their trash or the things that they don't want.
Right, you know. So now the nation's like, hold on, your way of living and the way that you have set your country up to abide by is nothing but bullshit. Mm-hmm. And they looking at your country right now like, look at them, man. They're crumbling themselves. Like, obviously, they sold me some shit and it's affecting me and it's affecting them. They're not even doing good themselves. So it's obvious there's some bullshit. Mm-hmm. So now these nations getting pissed at you. You know what I'm saying?
It says Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed.
And that's what's happening. You know, Babylon is just suddenly falling out of nowhere, man. You know, from January to May, you know, it's been hundreds of thousands of deaths here in America. You know what I'm saying? That's just off this so-called COVID-19 pandemic. You know, not even including all the other mass problems that's going on out here. You know,
that's right.
It's just being destroyed. It's suddenly falling. You know,
how for her, Salakia, take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed.
Yeah, and that's what they trying to do through these drugs. You know, give these homeless people and these addicts, you know, some balm. You know, like I was touching on, just like balm. That's like something you could put on a infection or a sore to like soothe it over, but it's not ultimately fixing the problem. You know what I'm saying?
Good point.
And that's what they doing. They just keep putting more balm on top of this shit. You gotta fix the problem, man.
Yeah. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a gash that's deep.
God, bro, like nigga still gonna leak.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You might stop it a little bit, but it's still leaking. You know.
It says, if so be she may be healed. Salakia, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country. For her judgment reaches unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies.
And that link up with Revelations 18 too. You know, when they say the iniquities have reached up into the heavens.
You know
what I'm saying? They link up with that. You know, it said we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. You know, so hey, look, Yahweh Shemashah obviously does not want to heal this place, man. You know, so regardless of what they try to do to mask their problems or fix their problems, it's not going to happen because Yahweh Shemashah counsel against this place to destroy it. You know, it's to destroy it. That's the device in his mind. It's to destroy this place, man.
And his counsel will stand.
Bro. What it say in Amos the 9th chapter? The eyes of the Lord are upon for the sinful kingdom, and he will destroy it from off the face of the earth. You know what I'm saying?
He doesn't just want to destroy this place. He wants to methodically pick it apart and make them feel it.
The king of terrorists.
Yeah. It's not. It doesn't suffice to just like just destroy it real quick.
Right, bro.
I want to pick you apart with plagues.
Bro. Piece by piece. Piece by piece. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's methodical. The most, and he's gonna do it like only he knows how to do.
Bro.
Get real methodical and real surgical with it.
Yup. God, bro. God.
You got something else, bro?
Yeah. Let's get that Mark 3 and 23. And then that's it for me.
This is Mark 3 and 23. It reads, that's Matthew. Mark 3 and 23 reads, and he called them unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? Mm-hmm. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand.
Yeah, this was going to divide the kingdom. Mm-hmm. We was reading about that in Daniel the second chapter. That's how what you were saying. How about Shimei Shai? He's methodical, man. He set this up perfect. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like
right.
Made it the last kingdom gonna be a divided kingdom. Mm-hmm. And if you got a kingdom divided against itself, it can't stand.
That's right.
You know, so Yahweh Shimei Shai obviously is dividing this place on every kind of level.
It's even going to kick off into a civil war.
Bro.
When a civil war is going on, the place is even more divided.
Bro.
Right now, people are just warring within themselves.
Bro.
You know, and then they got, the government, warring with the people, basically.
Bro, yeah, that's wild. Which that's gonna lead to 2nd Ezra the 15th chapter, sedition among men.
Yeah,
insurrection against the government.
Yeah, and their powers will be the course of their power.
Power should stand in their hand, and their actions should stand.
And they will not regard their kings.
Bro.
That's eventually what's going to turn into.
Yup.
It has some more in this.
Yeah, read down I think it's like 1 or 2 more verses.
It says, and if a house be divided. So like yes, and if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end.
Yeah, so this is the end. This is the end of Esau's kingdom. The physical counterpart to Satan. That's why all these things are going forth right now. It's just more judgment. Yeah. Every day, Yahweh Shemai start bringing his judgment to light.
And yeah, man. New plagues. New plagues to light every day. What we had, the murder hornet. You know what I'm saying? And
the tiger mosquito.
What else we got going on?
There was an earthquake in Puerto Rico, 5.5. Another 6.5 in Greece.
Man. It's just gonna be more and more. It's probably stuff we don't even know.
Bro, that's going on here in America. You know what I'm saying? Like the plagues are increasing, man.
Even like having having like sodomites. That's a plague.
That's definitely a plague.
Transgenders.
Bro. That's that perverse spirit.
Yeah, I will put a perverse spirit in Babylon.
Bro. Yup.
So that's a plague too. Yeah, but you had some more in this?
This is,
yeah, so this place, man, is gonna fall. Thus saith the Lord. The men of the Lord have prophesied against great kingdoms, war, pestilence, and what was that?
Evil, war, and pestilence.
Lamentations, mourning, and woe. Mm-hmm. And this place is going to definitely experience, those plagues that are supposed to befall this place before Lord Yahweh Shai comes back, man. And it's corroding, man. This place is corroding at its foundation.
You can obviously see, bro. You handing out drugs to addicts and homeless people, bro. You're finished. You're done. Yeah. It's a wrap.
That's right. And we and Lord willing, we those prophets, man. We're gonna laugh at the way this place implodes.
Brother.
So yeah, man. Lord willing, it happens expeditiously. And we're just gonna keep on watching, keep on praying, keep on bringing it out. With that, we want to give all praises to
Yahweh, Ba'Shem,
Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Enough respect to you brothers that's laboring in this truth, making your calling and election sure. Till next time, Shalom.
Shalom.